Yeah, hello, wonderful people. I welcome you back again on this platform. Let me quickly do this because this message is extremely very important. It is extremely very important. Why I say that is because I have noticed that I've got some um, some kind of challenges uh, bringing this message to you. Okay. Um, Road 26, the next road, go left. That's road 26. So now, this message is very important, especially to the black race. Um, you have to endeavor to send this message to every black person you know. You know, our core mandate on this platform is for the freedom of our people, economic freedom, political freedom, social freedom, and ultimately the spiritual freedom. Because um, we have seen some people who come up with some kind of argument concerning Christianity, that it is a white man religion, that Christianity was forced on Africans through slavery and colonization. Personally, at some point in life, I thought as much until I began to dig in. I began to ask valid questions. And here is the answer that I'm going to deliver to you. And that is why it's very important you make sure every other person get this video after this live feed. Okay? All right. Now, I will begin with this analysis very briefly. I'll begin with this analysis very briefly on this live stream to demonstrate to a large extent of what I'm saying. And some people will say this kind of headline that I gave this live program, if you won't go to hell if you don't go to church. You see, the controversy that has been in the airwaves recently, when it's being said that when the leader of IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu, said that if you go to church, you will go to hellfire. And here again, this man is coming up to say, if you won't go to hell if you don't go to church. Now, I chose to present it that way because it is a fact that your salvation is not in the church that you go. All right? The salvation you seek is not in the church that you go. It is the life you live and your personal relationship with God. Don't forget that every Sunday I bring you the spiritual freedom of our people. And Africa needs to be spiritually reorientated to understand this fact. Because basically, some people will begin to, have already begun to tell you that colonization and slavery begats Christianity. Okay? And they use that to, attack Christendom. And even the black people, they try to tell you that Christianity was imposed on Africans. Now I'm going to prove you wrong, and you can also prove me wrong if the case is the other way around. Okay, you can drop your comment. Let me get your opinion, because we all are interacting on this platform. And mind you, this platform is so serene that we don't entertain any use of abusive words. Everyone is entitled to his opinion. And what I'm telling you here, I am persuaded. If I tell you what I passed through today and the hindrances that made it that it is this time, the program that I'm supposed to bring to you in the morning, I was, I was pushed to the point of bringing it to you at this time. So you have to listen, and I have to be very, very brief. And after that, share this video. Now, first, let me give you the first shocker. Christianity began with Africa. Africans started Christianity from the time immemorial, from the world go, from the time of Jesus Christ. And now let me give you the biggest shock, and I'll prove it to you biblically. You know why I just have to put it at a bullet point here on my phone, so that I will not take too much time on this live. You see, I'm just driving on the road and I put aside to deliver this message. Okay, very important. I said Christianity began with Africans, and I will prove it biblically. Okay, it was not brought to Africans by the missionaries. It was not brought to Africans as a result of colonization. Africans did not get introduced into Christianity through slavery. No, and I'm going to prove it to you. First, using the Bible verses, I will tell you that Jesus Christ is a black man, or existed as a black person. But don't get it twisted. I am of the opinion, Jesus Christ, when it comes to the race, is he black or white? There have been this argument, and I tell you, Jesus is not, in the real sense of his identity as God, he is neither black or white, but he existed on this planet Earth under a black skin, just like it was revealed in Revelation chapter 1 from 14 to 15, where it was stated that Jesus Christ, look at what he said in that revelation. Let me give it to you. Revelation chapter 1 verse 14 to 15. He said, the hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes was like a blazing fire. His feet were like bronze glowing in the furnace. Now, just make a search of what bronzen substance, like bronze in a furnace. That's if you're burning a bronze in a furnace. If you look at the color of that bronze under a furnace, under fire, then you will understand that the explanation of Jesus Christ from this identity is what? Is black. All right, that's what he said. They said the bronze glowing in a furnace. It was, his feet was like that of a bronze glowing in a furnace. That is Revelation chapter 1 verse 14 to 15. I'm using biblical quotations to tell you that Jesus Christ is a black person. I'm telling you this from the Bible. Now let me take it further. The second point is that Simon Peter, you know Simon Peter, upon this rock I will build my church. Simon, you can find that very quotation in Acts of Apostles chapter 13 verse 1. Let me try to read it quickly. Acts of Apostles chapter 13 verse 1. He said, now there were in the church that was at Antioch a certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manen. So this, if you read your Acts of Apostles chapter 13 verse, you will see this very quotation where they called him what? A nigger. And nigger means what? Black. Nigger means what? Black. Now, you may still be confused. To prove to you further that Jesus Christ is a black man. All right? Good. And Africans began this Christianity. Peter called a black. Jesus Christ in Revelation that we read was described as a black person, having a hair of wool. It is only Africans that have that kind of hair in the entire world. It's only Africans that their hair is just like a wool, and it is brazen white. Have you seen an average African with that is of age, that is full of gray hair, white? And that is the description of Jesus Christ according to Revelation. I'm not using any other text. I'm using the very text of the Bible, which the Christian is using as the Holy Book. All right. Now, Simon Peter, now called a nigger, in Acts of Apostles chapter 13 verse 1. All right. Good. Now, put these things together. Now, let's now go and further to this in this very line. If Jesus Christ was described in Revelation as being black, according to this description. And Simon Peter called a nigger. Have you asked yourself, why do the Romans needed someone to identify Jesus before his arrest? Because it was made clear in the Bible that they couldn't recognize him, and that he and his disciples look alike. Now, if Simon Peter is black and the disciples look exactly like Jesus Christ, that means Jesus Christ is black. It is a clear, clear minus and plus mathematics. You don't need any rocket science to clear that simple analysis. All right, Jesus Christ calling saying that Simon Peter is the rock upon which he will build the church, fine. And also the Bible identifying Simon Peter as a black, a nigger, good. And Revelation saying that Jesus Christ has a woolly hair and his feet is like that of a bronze in a furnace, in a burning furnace, which typically if you put a bronze in a burning furnace, it is what? Blackish in color. All right, now the reason why they needed Judas to identify Jesus is because they couldn't recognize him, because he and his disciples look alike. Even in Europe today, you can attest to that in the white man list, those of you that are in diaspora, which I also witnessed myself, that it is difficult for even an average white man to differentiate between different blacks, because they believe that blacks look alike. All right, good. Now, if that is the case, that means it confirms the fact that Judas was employed as one of the disciples to be the one to identify Jesus Christ with a kiss, and that was the betrayer. All right, now let us take it further. All right, now let us take it further. Do you remember the man that that actually helped Jesus Christ to carry the cross? You remember him? You remember his name? His name is called Simon of Cyrene. Simon of what? Cyrene. He was the one mentioned in the Bible that helped Jesus Christ to carry the cross. You can find that in Matthew chapter 27 verse 32. All right, now let me quickly try to read that part. Matthew chapter 27 verse 32. It said, as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. He was the one that was compelled to carry the cross of Jesus Christ to Golgotha, where Jesus Christ was crucified. And where is Simon from? He said Simon of Cyrene. That Simon that came from Cyrene. And where is Cyrene? In Africa, in current Libya. That is where you can find Cyrene. And it is not an argument. It is a fact that Africans, black Africans, were the ones, the original occupiers of North Africa. Even Egypt, the pharaohs of Egypt were blacks. All right, okay. Now it was a black man that helped carry his cross. It was a black man that identified him among his disciples, because all the disciples were black, confirming that through the portion of the Bible that called Simon Peter what? A nigger. And the Bible also confirmed that Jesus Christ and his disciples all looked alike. Okay, now let's now go down to the very last and the very important point from the Bible, because I'm taking this thing, I'm trying to get this thing out as fast as possible. Now, the story of the Ethiopian Enoch, his encounter with Philip. You remember that story? You can read the account of that story. You can read the account of that story in Acts of Apostles chapter 8. He said the story of Ethiopian Enoch that had an encounter with Philip, the man that was coming from Jerusalem and was reading a text in the Bible. And Philip was moved by the Spirit to approach him. And Philip asked him, "Do you understand what you read?" And the man, the Ethiopian Enoch, tell him, "How can I understand when nobody teaches me?" All right, that portion of the Bible tells you that truly, so Africans had been part of Christianity from the time go. All right, it is a clear evidence that Africans, we are what? We are part, in fact, they originated Christianity. Now, I had the feeling that many Africans got direct contact with Jesus Christ, beginning from the disciples, we are all black, according to the Bible, and as well, the Simon from Cyrene had personal contact. He carried the cross himself. He had a feel, a touch of Jesus Christ. He had an encounter with the blood of Jesus Christ that stained the cross that he carried. So probably that moved him to carry the message of Christ to Africa. And no wonder somebody like Ethiopian Enoch was able to get encounter with him. So when somebody tell you or try to brainwash you that Christianity is a white man religion brought to you through colonization, it is a big fallacy. You all can attest to the fact that I talking to you, I don't go to church. And that's why I tell you, you don't need to go to church to go to heaven. Your church cannot save you. Christianity, in the real sense of it, is a life. It's not even a religion. It was the white men that made it a religion. Through the time of Constantine, who legalized church after the time of Dark Age. I'm giving you a brief history of the church. After the time of Dark Age, when Constantine and his encounter in one of the bridge, I don't remember the name of that bridge, some Belgian bridge, but they were having serious problem. The Roman Empire was divided into two, and there was a war. And Constantine was on disadvantage in that war. He's going to lose that war. But he said he had an encounter and he saw a cross. And they told him that upon this banner, you are going to win. And he went and conquered. Because of that, Constantine now gets into Christianity, gets into power as the empire of Rome, or the emperor of Rome, and now adopted Christianity as state religion. That was how Christianity started. And that is why some people will tell you that Roman Catholic was the first people that established church. No, it was the Roman Empire that established Christianity as a state religion. But ab initio, Christianity was just alive, because in Antioch they saw them and they called them what? Christians. Why? Because they were living like Christ. That they speak the life of Christ. And now ask yourself, what is the life of Christ? The life of humility in service, the life of love, the life of sacrifice, the life of peace. Okay, Jesus exhibited the life of truth, justice, equity. Jesus is not the life of Jesus Christ is embedded and summarized in love, which he made the highest commandment. Now ask yourself, the world we live in is devoid of this simple word, love, because all the atrocities happening under the face of the sun is as a result of no love. Now, the people that are propagating themselves or parading themselves as Christians are void of the life of Christ, and that is where there is a departure from what true Christianity is. That is how to separate Christianity from religion. Religion are those ones established by humans, just like Constantine started with his recognition of the church or the Christians as a state religion, and now started bringing in all manner of things. I don't need to go into that because it's going to take my time. But on a different note, I can bring it to you. The history of the church, how Roman Catholic started, and how the Protestant or the people of England broke out and established their own church, which they call the Church of England. Then before the Protestants and all of that, I don't want to bother you with that. I want to bring to you the simple fact that nobody should brainwash you to think that Christianity was forced on Africans through colonization or slavery. Africans had direct contact. Christianity started with Africans because Jesus Christ himself was a black person. His disciples were black. Okay? And nobody should wash you. I'm using the Bible to demonstrate this fact. Okay? So nobody should tell you otherwise. I am moved to deliver this message. All right? And I tell you, this message, you can find it out from yourself, by yourself, from the scriptures I've just read. Okay? Good. Now, if you want to continue with this discussion, we can continue it on the comment section. But the truth of the matter is that nobody should tell you that Christianity is a white man religion. Okay, Fine, okay, accept it that Christianity is a white man religion because the white man from Rome, Constantine, established Christianity as a religion. But Christianity in the real sense is the life you live. And Africans had direct contact with God. All right? Africans had that. In fact, Africans were the originators of Christianity. So when it comes to who originated Christianity and all of that, don't get it twisted. Don't let one stupid person that does not know himself. Okay, even let me now bring it finally home. And that will be where I'm going to summarize it. Let me now bring it back home to Igbo land. Do you know about Equiano? Alauda Equiano, the first black slave that freed himself. He's an Igbo man. And when he was taken out, he read books, he read the Bible, and said, wow, all these things that are written right here in this Bible is my custom and tradition. If this man had presented this thing to the white man, they will say that the black man have written his culture and tradition and packaged it as a Bible. That is to tell you, Africans know God long before the white people encountered God himself. Africans were the real people God created by himself. And that is the simple. Don't let anyone, because these are part of the spiritual freedom Africans have to wake up from and stop being religious bigots. Okay? You have to understand this fact. It's not all about any misfeelings. This is the fact. You can make your research for yourself. All right? So when we talk about Christianity, know that Christianity is a life. It is not a religion. As far as I'm concerned, that is why I say, if you don't go to church, it's not a must that you go to church to make heaven. That's, in the other way, I said, you will not go to hell if you don't go to church, because your church will not save you. What will save you is the life you live, the life of Christ. And what is the life of Christ? Truth, justice, equity, love, humility, and service. These are the fruits Jesus Christ bear. The life of sacrifice. Are you living this life? You had a business discussion with someone, you diverted the fund. You accuse your fellow man unjustly. You bear false witness. You spread information about another person that is not true. You know it is not true. You carry it about. You see the truth. You won't stand by the truth. You side with the oppressors to oppress the helpless. These are anti-Christian life. And that is what is prevailing in our society among many of those who call themselves Christian, who go to church. So that is to tell you that Christianity does not go to church. And that is even why God said, if he's going to judge the world, he will start from the church. From that building they set up for themselves and made up some doctrines, man-made doctrines. All right? And ultimately, I want to tell you that, you see, Bible, what I look at Bible as a manual to life. That's life manual. That's what it's just like if you buy a car or you buy a phone, you buy a gadget, you have a manual you use to operate that very thing. That is what Bible is. As far as I'm concerned, that is a manual to life. Good. Let no man dissuade you or confuse you. I know so many of them have balanced under the Biafran agitation. Because last time I made a live broadcast, I said religious tolerance. People coming up to say that when Biafra come, they will destroy the entire church. When Biafra come, that there will be no church, that will make Biafra a particular religious state, maybe Judaism state or Christian state. We have also seen Christian religious bigots who go to villages to destroy artifacts of Africans in the name of destroying bad spirits and evil gods. Who told you they are evil? They are not evil. It is the life of the people that are evil. Okay? So you may agree with me, you may not agree with me, and I'm not here to appeal to you. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not here to beg you to understand what I'm telling you, but I have taken my time to deliver the message. I am persuaded. I am not the one speaking. Don't see it. Just separate me from this message, okay? Because this is not my usual self. But I'm telling you the truth. Go and make the findings yourself. Read the scriptures, and you understand that you are not. You are the sons of God. Africans should rise up and take their rightful place spiritually, physically, politically, economically. They should possess this earth. There was a time that I was making a research. Very quickly, I must tell you that some of the research work I did in the past, which I just say, let me just keep this one aside, concerning the revolution of the earth and the creation of the world. The Garden of Eden is founded in Africa. Africans, the black man, go and check it. They are the full-fledged humans. Go and check everything. Go and make your findings. You should be proud of whom you are. You should be proud of what God made you. Because I see some black people trying to bleach up to be white. That is madness. You are the sons of God. And I must tell you, that's why God said, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my people who are called by my name shall come and offer their offerings. It is in the Bible. Search your scriptures. All right? Ethiopia, rivers of Ethiopia, beyond it, my people shall come. We are the Biafrans, and we are residing in beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. You can search the old African maps. You will see what I'm telling you. And we are the people called by God's name. There is no name in Igbo, very, very little of names in Igbo land that don't have direct connection with God. Chinedu, God lives. Chidemma, God is good. Chinonso, God is near. Echozuna Chuku, don't forget your God. Chukwu Emerie, God win. Chukwu Ebuka, my God is big. So tell me, mention any typical Igbo name that is not connected to God. This is the kind of attribute our people have for the reference of God. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is the God of Abraham, the creator of heaven and earth. And that is the God of my people. And that is why I will continue to deliver the message undiluted. This is Asuchinet Peters. I'm signing out. If you like this message, share it. If you want to drop your comment, you're free to do that. Let's exchange views and opinions. This platform is meant for all. We are dedicated for the freedom of our people holistically. Economic freedom, political freedom, social freedom, and spiritual freedom, which I deliver to you every Sunday. I'm going to be bringing you more of our videos, like with respect to our commitment, because that is what we are doing. Look out for that video. I may not be able to publish it tonight again. All right, I will be publishing it in the morning. Make sure you're listening to that. Watch that video. That video is explosive. That video is explosive. You will understand that you see Nigerian politicians, they are the worst, and I will do everything to keep exposing them. As long as this commitment, I am not doing my work. I am doing the work of my Father that sent me. I am the voice of our ancestors that lived before me. Thank you. God bless you. If you have not subscribed, click on the subscription button. Share this video if you like it. Let the discussion continue. Be proud of whom you are. We are Africans, and God made us first. I'm signing out.